Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Knight here, and I'm coming back at you again today, people, with a brand new Fortnite video. And in today's video, I'm going to be ranking my top 10 favorite Jonesy skins in Fortnite. So Jonesy is a very iconic character in the world of Fortnite, alright? I mean, he's pretty much like the main character of the entire game. So I decided I'm going to rank my top 10 favorite versions of him in this video. So if you do enjoy, then please feel free to leave a big fat thumbs up and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. And with that said, let's just jump right into it. Alright guys, so starting off our list at the number 10 position, I'm actually going to give this one to the Mission Specialist. Now the Mission Specialist, when I first got him, was honestly a skin that I just never really liked at first. Okay, I just thought he was just a goofy, astronaut skin, whatever. But then in Season 8, they actually gave him a style to put the visor down, which you can see on screen. And in my opinion, that just makes him so much better because it's a little bit easier just to take him more seriously. Like, I understand Fortnite's not a serious game, but still, like, when you can just put the visor down, it just makes it so much better. I would also say the same thing for the Moonwalker. So, because of that, I decided I actually do enjoy running him now from time to time. So, because of that, I'll give him a number 10 spot on this list. Alright guys, and now moving on to our number 9 position, I'm actually going to give this one to Warpaint. Now, Warpaint is 100% not worthy of legendary status. I'm pretty sure that is just a very, very objective opinion. But I would say, even though he is a legendary skin that doesn't deserve his status at all whatsoever, he is still a pretty cool skin. I think as far as like the skins that are like reskins of the original default model, I'd say this one is actually in the higher tier of those. I think it's pretty cool. Okay, you know, you got like the dark gray and a little bit of blue and like the digital camo effect, and he has the bandana and, you know, like the skull for the, war face paint. I actually think this one looks rather nice. So again, it's not like one of the most extravagant skins out there, but I do still enjoy this one. So because of that, I'm going to cut him some slack and put him on the number 9 position. Alright, now moving on to our number 8 position, I decided to give this one to Scuba Jonesy. Now I will say, I don't think it's the best idea for them to put Jonesy skins in battle passes, but I have to admit, this one's pretty cool. And honestly, like the idea of doing a scuba diver Jonesy, I don't think they could have executed it any better than they did with this. Alright, I like how it looks, I like the amount of color styles it has, and the mask. I would actually say he looks much better with the mask on than with the off, which kind of defeats the purpose of it being a Jonesy skin, but he has Jonesy in his name, so therefore, he's fair game for this. So, I would say that, like, he is a scuba diver, but you really couldn't have made a scuba diver much better than what they did here. So, I do actually enjoy this one, and the fact that this, I would say, is probably like one of the weaker skins from the Season 3 Battle Pass just goes to show how good the Season 3 Battle Pass really is. Alright, now moving on to our number 7 spot, I give this one to our brand new tier 1 skin, Agent Jones. Now, Agent Jones definitely gets at least a couple bonus points just because of the fact that he is probably the most important character that we've had in the Fortnite storyline, at least in Chapter 2. And I would also say that, like, they actually put some good effort into this one. They didn't just take Jonesy, put him in a suit, and slap him into the tier 1 spot. No, they actually gave us some extra effort and some extra styles. And I would say all of them are cool and unique in their own right. And I like the fact that they're each a reference to every single hunter he's got from alternate realities from last season. So I think it's pretty cool. You got some nice customization. But again, I'm not a huge fan of when they put Jonesies in battle passes, but I can't deny this one is a pretty cool one to have. So I decided number 7 is a good spot for him on this list. Alright, and now moving on to our number 6 position, everyone. This is going to be the man, the myth, the legend himself, the one and only, the original Jonesy, or as people like to call him, officially Jonesy the First. Yeah, honestly, I mean, despite the fact that he is literally a default skin, I still gotta give him a lot of credit, and I can't deny I do enjoy rocking him. I mean, just his legacy and the fact that he's literally the main character of Fortnite. Like, he is the icon of Fortnite in terms of, skins and characters. I mean, you gotta give him a lot of credit just for that alone. And just the whole survivalist theme around the original defaults, I definitely think it's more aesthetically pleasing than the current defaults we have now, which look more like, I don't know, hikers or mercenaries or something. I don't know what they're supposed to be. But the original survivalist looking ones, I think, were way cooler and way more unique. So, he is a lackluster skin and probably the most, lazy skin they could have ever made in the entire game. But despite that, you gotta give him credit because, I mean, he's the original Jonesy. What more can you say? Alright, now moving on to the upper half of our list at the number 5 position, I gave this one to Slurp Jonesy. Now, Slurp Jonesy definitely isn't my favorite Slurp skin, as that's definitely gotta go to the Slurp Leviathan, but this is, I would say, definitely a good number 2. I think this is a very, very solid version of Jonesy. I like the cool look he has. Okay, the jet black outfit with the light blue skin tone, it all just works for me. And the fact that they gave him, along with the other Slurp skins, the ability to just not have the blob head reactive thing going on, and instead you can just keep it as a normal dude. I think that makes him way, way better, and I'm so glad that the Slurp Legends bundle did return at some point so I could actually get him. So I think he actually is a very cool and aesthetically pleasing skin, and plus, I mean, he is literally the main skin of Big John's Gaming. So I honestly think that that fact alone earns him a spot on this list. Alright, now moving on to our number 4 spot. I think this is actually one that a lot of people will probably put at their number 1 or maybe top 3 position, but I gave this one to Dark Jonesy. Now, Dark Jonesy, in my opinion, I'd say he's actually one of the stronger dark skins in the game. So, even though he is only coming in at number 4, I do really like this one. I think just the dark aesthetic on just the simplicity of the original Jonesy default, it just appeals to me. Okay, I like what he has going on. Okay, it's essentially just a male version of the Dark Bomber, but honestly, I think I prefer this one to the Dark Bomber. So, there's not really a whole lot I can say about it, but I gotta say, I enjoy it, and in my opinion, it's definitely one of the better dark skins. Alright, now cracking into the top 3, this is going to be essentially what is the male version of the Ghoul Trooper, Brainiac. Now, Brainiac might not be my favorite Halloween version of Jonesy on this list, as you're going to see another which is a little bit higher up on the list, but I still think this is actually a very, very nice one, and I would also say that I prefer this one to Ghoul Trooper for 2 reasons. 1, I prefer male skins typically. I'm weird that way, whatever. And 2, he's like half the price. I mean, like, he's an 800 V-Buck uncommon skin, while she's 1500 V-Bucks as an epic skin. And to me, this is definitely just way more worth the money. So first of all, I think that first style he has going on, while it's not great, I do think it's a little bit hated on too much. I think it actually does look nice, and it does a good job of getting the whole zombie effect going on. And then you also got that secondary style, which turns him essentially into the male Ghoul Trooper, which is easily the better of the 2 styles, and I think it actually does look very, very nice. And like I said before, I actually would say I prefer this to the Ghoul Trooper. Alright, and now moving on to our number 2 position. This is going to be the other Halloween version of Jonesy, my favorite Halloween version of Jonesy, the good old-fashioned Skull Trooper. Now, the Skull Trooper definitely has an interesting legacy, to say the least. I mean, he came out in Season 1, and then he hadn't returned for a whole year, and people were thinking like, oh my gosh, this is the rarest skin in the game, when the heck is it going to come back? And a year later, Halloween 2018, he returned, and then people were like, oh, well, now that's no longer rare, it's a garbage-looking skin. Personally, though, I don't think it's fair to say that just because it's not rare doesn't make it bad. I actually think that this is, in my opinion, one of the better versions of Jonesy, actually, second best version of Jonesy, according to this list. And honestly, like, it's just one of the skins that, like, it's simple, but I still really like it, okay? I love the aesthetic, I love the black and white color scheme he's got going on, so again, despite the fact that he is like a really old skin, that's probably too expensive. And I will also say, I think I prefer the Skull Ranger to him. I still think it's a good skin, and so I think number 2 is definitely a good spot for him. Alright, but then finally closing off our list at the number 1 spot, this is probably going to be a bit of a surprise to a lot of you, but I'm actually going to give this one to Diecast. Yeah, I don't think anyone would have suspected that Diecast would have even touched this list, because I don't think he ever touches anyone else's lists, but just hear me out. Not only do I think Diecast is my favorite Jonesy, I personally would say that he's also the most underrated skin on the list. I mean, when you think about it, all the others are just like a different version of Jonesy, okay? They're, you got Skeleton Jonesy, Zombie Jonesy, Scuba Jonesy, Agent Jonesy. My personal favorite of the bunch, Robot Jonesy. Honestly, I think this one, like, well, yes, it could be improved, mainly with some, like, extra edit styles to maybe change, like, the colors of his clothes and everything. I still think it's actually a very, very solid skin, and I do like the whole effect he has going on with, like, the chrome skin, he's made of metal and everything. It just personally appeals to me quite a bit. Kind of like a Fortnite version of a Terminator, whatever. So, honestly, people can say what they want about him, but he's actually one of my personal favorite rare skins in the game. So, because of that, he comes in at number 1. But anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to leave a big fat thumbs up and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. And don't forget to leave a comment down below. What is your favorite Jonesy skin in the game? But with that said, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.